YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Colleen and this is Lockabees Stitches. Happy 4th of July. 3 years. It's been 3 years. I literally just looked back at my YouTube channel because I'm like, when was the last time that I filled a floss tube? 3 years. I don't know how that went by that fast, but it has. But anyways, I'm back in a way. So I decided to film a floss tube tonight to kind of share like what I've been up to, where I've been, and what I have planned. So that's kind of exciting too. So first, where I've been, the last 3 years, honestly, it was mostly just like health related stuff. It was kind of just like one thing after the other, and but feeling a lot better. The dogs are doing great. I won't elaborate too much. Sam's had some health issues in the last couple of years, but I think he's getting back on track. So, but yep, Sam and Jasmine are doing great. Husband's doing great. He's still active duty and doing his thing. So a couple more years to retirement. So, and then hopefully we'll just stay here in Texas. So that's the plan for that. As far as stitching, I did Whipco this year and I've been actually doing pretty good. I've gotten a few stitch finishes. I've just been kind of posting sporadically on Instagram, but I'm kind of getting ready to kind of like ramp that up because things are kind of changing for me. So normally my regular job, like 9 to 5 job, I'm a graphic designer for the government, but our contract is coming to an end, and I've been really trying to find a new job, but one, it's hard, and two, it's even more hard when you're over 50. So I'll get an interview and like things go great, and then I go through first interviews, second interviews, and then you get to do the Zoom interview, and I guess there's not enough filters in the world to like make me look 30 again. So honestly, like after they see that you're not like 25 years old, they're like, yeah, we're not hiring grandma. So it's been very challenging to find a new job. So the new plan is, and since I can't find a new job and I still want to like work out of home or do this kind of remote work, I'm going to just try to freelance from home and just do side jobs here and there as people need them. Or I really want to start ramping up to opening up my own store. So it'll be a lot of the things that you see on my Instagram that I'm making for like finishing items. So like the wooden hearts that you can put your own cross stitches on and stuff like that. Frames, specialty frames, especially with like the little carved characters that I make, kind of emphasizing that angle of finishing work, more like, you know, like primitive, or like I said, the hand carved elements that I make, and then just going back to cross stitch designing. So a lot of things, and like I kind of have a couple different styles, like more cartoony, and then more of my illustrative style. So we'll kind of just see how it pans out. But that's kind of the plan, the road that I'm going to have to take right now. Like I said, unless I want to go get a job, like, you know, working at fill in the blank store. That's the new plan, is that I'm just going to make my own job. So that's really something to look forward to. So now between July and September, I'm going to start working on stock and then stocking my store. So I would say probably within the next month or so, I'll do like a soft launch, like through here, and then around the September time, just be doing that full time. So I'm kind of excited because it's nice to get back out in the garage. The last couple weeks I've been cleaning. I bought some cabinets to organize, and so now I have like nice countertops to work on, and all of my saws. My cutter has a table now, so it looks really nice. And I'll take you guys out into the garage too. And for like content wise, there's still over 100 things that I need to frame. Probably way more than that now. In the last 3 years, it's probably pushing 200 finishes that need to be framed. So my plan is to write all of my finishes down on a piece of paper. Some of the things I already have pinned out, some aren't. And then put all of them in a jar, and every Friday draw one out, and then I have the weekend to frame it. So that'll be kind of a fun challenge to hold myself accountable to, hey, this is the one we drew, this is what we're going to be framing. And then maybe even do like step by step. So take you out in the garage and be like, okay, here's the frame that we cut and this is what we're doing, or whatever. So and hopefully like not lose any fingers or anything like that in the meantime. But yeah, so I'm very excited about that. So that's, like I said, the new plan and the new direction. So we'll see how it goes. But as far as stitching, the last couple months I've been kind of busy as we're wrapping up projects at work and stuff like that. So I haven't gotten a lot of stitching done, but so my whip go kind of the last couple months hasn't been that great. So I'm going to post a new update on Instagram of my whip go board with the new numbers that got called for July. And I think a couple of them that I've already have started, like get those so I can get a couple more finishes and keep the momentum going. But I still want to share a few things today of things like that I've been working on, or things that need to be framed. I had pulled, with the best of intentions, I was going to try and have all this stuff framed by the 4th of July. Well, it's the 4th of July and here they all still are. But they really need to get framed. So tomorrow I really have all the intentions of spending all day in the garage. Some of these I have bought in frames for that I'm just going to cut down. Like frames that I got at Goodwill, at antique stores, garage sales, whatever. So some of them I have ready-made frames that I'm going to put on them, or frames that I've resized, and then some of them I'm going to make some frames for. But I'll just go ahead and share some of my patriotic stitching, just to kick us off here for this weekend. But this is one, I looked back on my Instagram and I finished it 2 years ago. So yeah, so this poor thing has been sitting for 2 years and it needs to get framed. So this is going to be the top priority tomorrow. But this was from Sub Rosa Design, and I'm telling you, in person it's so pretty. But she has a whole bunch of patterns. So like this bottom one I think is called like Patriotic Garden, and then Let Freedom Ring, 4th of July, Old Glory, One Nation Under God, We the People, and then this one was just like a separate pattern. I'd have to look back at the name. But when I saw these, I just thought they would look so pretty to stack them on one another and just make it into like a big band sampler. And I only used 4 colors, and I'll list, I think they were like grit, palmetto, a red, and a blue. So whatever colors that they were, I only ended up, there's just 4 colors in the whole sampler. So as I had to adjust, I did. And then some of them that were a little bit wider, I just extended like the little bars, so just did a running thread up the sides and then made them all match. But I'm telling you, I love this, how it turned out. So I can't wait to get it framed and get it up on the wall so I can just look at it. But yeah, so if you get a chance to check those out, they're really beautiful on their own individually. But like I said, like I just felt inspired to make them into a sampler, stacking them on top of each other. So there's that one. And then just a couple of small finishes. And this was from Redbird Design. It was a Texas. So I have a little frame. It's like a little flag frame that I'm going to put this one in that I found. So that one's going to get framed. That should go quick. And then these were 2. These got probably finished at least a couple of years ago, but they were from Fancy That. I love their patterns. They were always one of my favorite, but it was the Uncle Sam and then the Miss Liberty. But and these are stitched, I think they're on 40 count over 2. So I made them so they're kind of small. And I also have Mr. and Mrs. Claus that need to get done before this Christmas. Wish me luck. But I just love Fancy That patterns. So I have a whole bunch. I would have to say Fancy That, Mosey and Me are probably 2 of my top, that I pretty much have all their patterns in a booklet somewhere. But I love their patterns. So, and then speaking of, this was a Mosey and Me. This was a kit. I think it was like, if I looked at it was a kit that I borrowed from a friend, and I adjusted the pattern a little bit just to my own liking. But I think the kit was from 1998 or 1999, but it was really old. It's so cute. And so the only thing I did different was I changed the face a little bit, and then I added a wooden button of my own instead of just stitching what was there. I don't even know if there was anything there, but it just says USA, and it's Mosey and Me. But yeah, I loved all of Frank and Judy's patterns. They're very much missed, at least in my world. I really enjoy stitching their patterns. Like the kind of have an eclectic taste. If you look at my walls, of there's primitive, there's cartoony, there's realistic. I stitch it all. So and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. So, But anyways, so the next thing that I have to frame, this is actually one of my own patterns that I'll probably adjust a little bit, but it was little patriotic designs. So there was like a Lady Liberty, an Uncle Sam, and a little soldier. So, and it says Liberty, Freedom, Brave. So I used to have a frame for this, but I want to adjust it to kind of my style now, where there's going to be some sort of like carved element on the frame or something. So that's another one. And then I think that's all I pulled as far as like things that I want to get framed this weekend. So that could probably be realistic. That's only like about 5 or 6 things. I'm going to be out there all day tomorrow. Oh, you know what? There is one more. I forgot to bring them in from the garage, but I stitched the, from Teresa Colgate, the I think it was Miss Liberty. It was in the Primitive Punch Needle magazine is where I got the first pattern, and then the boy to match it was like the Uncle Sam. And so I kind of made little boards for those to be framed on. So I have the boy all cut out. I just need to paint it and put it all together. So that'll be another one I can share on the next video. So maybe like 6 things I have to get done tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that was my patriotic stitching plans for this year. And then I had pulled last month a whole bunch of like 4th of July themed patterns that I still want to get to, and I'll just share a couple of them in the fabric that I pulled from. For this was a Mosey and Me. I'm just going to do the America, the one on the top. It's like a little flag and it says America. And then I pulled some of these are mystery fabrics. I don't even know, but it's kind of like a sky. You can kind of see it's like tie-dyed blue. I thought that would be cute, and the colors would show up good on it. So I got that one. And then I am also stitching, and I forgot and left that out in the garage too. The Teresa Colgate has a stitch along for the America the Beautiful. So I've been working on that too, and I think I'm doing that on 36 count. I should have did it on 40 count because it's kind of coming out big, and I don't have a lot of wall space. So I should have sized down on that, or even smaller, but it's such a cute pattern. So, and I'll show you what I'm doing with it. And I have a really fun like framing idea for that one. So that'll be fun as like the months come out. But I'm a lower tier patron, and so I just have to wait until like they come out for sale, and then I just buy them. So I'm on a budget right now. So let's see. Let me pull out a couple more then. And there's another Mosey and Me that I pulled out for this year, Stars and Stripes Heart, and it says it says USA. So that's going to be another one that I do. And then this one I just pulled some blue. I think it's Joblin. I think that's what it says. I think it's just Joblin. Yeah, I might scrunch it up and like dye it with a little darker blue. Do like a hand dyeing on that. But then this one I probably won't stitch the border. I'll just do the heart. So that was another one that I pulled. So maybe these will get done like next year, and maybe not. So a couple more. Oh, so you can see which ones I like. Another Mosey and Me US sampler. And I don't think I'm going to stitch all of this. I think I'm just going to stitch parts of it. Probably just the Uncle Sam and maybe like the flag. I'll rearrange it and move like the flag under USA, but we'll see. But then I just got a piece of, I'm going to do it on 40 count Mad Hatter. I love that fabric. I've got a bunch of patterns that I pulled that fabric for. I just like how it's dyed. And then the other two, I'm not sure. I'd have to look back on Instagram. Somebody had done, and I'm blanking on who this is from right now. And I did like the PDF patterns from, Primrose Cottage Stitches, but it's like the 4th of July rules. So, but I also ordered the little stand, so it has like little circles, and then I think there's like a wire star on the top. So I have the stand, and I've had that for like 2 years, and I still haven't gotten to it. But I'm gonna be doing that on. I bought 40 count Vintage Country Mocha to do that on. So I have all the threads pulled for it. So that's another one. And like I said, for 2 4th of Julys, I've said I was gonna like start that and get it done. But now if I show it to you, then I feel compelled that I have to at least start showing some progress on some of this stuff. So, and then finally was, I don't know if this is like 4th of July, but it's the Starlight Berry Sampler from Bent Creek. Bent Creek's one of my favorites too. I really like all their patterns. I don't think there's a Bent Creek that I don't like, but I have a bunch of theirs. So, and then this is just a piece of mystery fabric that I just pulled. And I have a lot of that, a big bin of fabric that's just stuff thrown in there. So I always say I'm like somebody's estate sale dream. I was going through patterns and kind of like I said, weeding out things that I don't think I'm ever going to get to, or, you know, like you just have a change of heart, like, oh, I'm not going to really stitch that or whatever. And so I've been shoving them in a box and sending them to my friend Colleen. So she's getting all my sloppy seconds. Like, I'm not going to stitch this. Or I just recently bought a book. And when I got the book, there really wasn't anything I was going to stitch into it. So I'm like, you get it now. So, but yeah, so that's some of the like patriotic plans, or stuff that's in my stash to stitch. And then a couple of the things that I do need to like work on. This is some of my stuff from my Whipco pile. I was living in Hawaii when I started these, and it's from the Snowflower Diaries, but it was her like it was like a monthly series, and I have to, the light's bad in here, but so I can't see, but it was the monthly series with different animals in the month on there. So I stitched January through July. And so I'm on, so I have August through December left to go. And I think, so this is where I'm at for August right now. So I'm a little bit ahead of the game. I have like, what, 20 some more days left to get August done. But I really need to get these done. I don't know why I drag my feet, because they go pretty quick. There's not tons of stitching on them, but that is one that has to take priority and go back to the front of the line. I just need to get them done. And then this is another Whipco. This was 100% inspired by, on Instagram, there's somebody called Mouse Potato Designs, and I love how she kind of thinks outside the box. So she'll take a regular cross stitch pattern. I'm saying she, I shouldn't assume. It might be a he or they. I apologize. I shouldn't assume that. But they kind of think outside the box. So I decided to do this stitch along from Jardin Privé. And honestly, I probably would have never done it. But when I saw hers, like, instead of cross stitching the sheep, she made them all French knots. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. So the other thing that I'm also doing is, in place of some of the buttons, I'm using, I have a laser cutter now. So I've been cutting laser cut buttons, like wood buttons, and then I hand paint them, and in some instances carve on them too. But so this is what I'm doing it on the polka dot fabric, or the like snowflake fabric, but I'm kind of following her lead. So like I said, 100% inspired by her, but all those French knot sheep are so freaking cute. So yeah, she had me like, I was like, I don't need one more thing to add to my whip pile, but when I saw like how she was doing hers, I was like, oh. So I hope she doesn't mind. I kind of pretty much copied, like I said, following her lead, but they're very inspiring, all the different things that they do, and they're very prolific too. Like, I look at their channel and I'm like, I think it's so much done. I need to be more like them. So, but, and then a couple more things that I got going here I'll just share is, like I said, the America the Beautiful. I wish I should show that, 'cause, I'm making a couple little changes. I added on the America the Beautiful stitch along, instead of cross stitching the buttons on their jackets, I put little gold metallic beads. And then anywhere there's like the stars, I've been cutting out laser cut wood stars and painting them gold, but kind of antiquing them. So I want to kind of do that throughout the whole sampler to kind of give it that vintage antique feel, but it's coming out really cute. So I'll show that on the next video, the progress on that. And then this is another one I need to get done. I've kind of been bitten by the stocking bug. So kind of in my queue, I have both the Teresa Kogut, the Halloween stocking, and the Easter stocking with the little bunny. So cute. So that's just up there in the stash waiting. But I've been doing a lot of, I just finished a 4th of July stocking, but I left it outside. But I think I showed it on my Instagram though. But I just really enjoy making those little stockings and then hang them all up at Christmas time. So this one is from Diane. I don't know how to say her last name. Is it Mashin? And I apologize if I'm not saying it right. And I also have really bad light in here, so my old eyes can't see like they used to. But yeah, it's Machin, but it's the 12 days of Christmas stocking. And I'm telling you, when I saw the picture, I really wanted to do it. And I'm telling you, it's even more beautiful as you start stitching. But this is my progress right now. So all I have is just the bird at the bottom. But I have to really, I'm going to have to take a needle and start counting out. As I started stitching this, I realized that even though I think where I bought the fabric, and it's not that big of a deal, it's not the end of the world because we're all human and we don't know, but I think I wanted 40 count, and this was labeled 40 count fabric, but it's only 36 count. And so I don't know if there's enough fabric to finish, like when I get to the top, like how much. The good thing for a stocking is I don't necessarily need a lot at the top, but as I started like folding and like trying to measure, I'm like, I have to count it out. I might have gotten this far already and not be able. So I don't want to go any further on this until I can take a good light and count out to make sure if I do have enough fabric, it's going to be close. I'm like, oh, why didn't I just start down like 3/4 of an inch lower? But that's life. So if I have to start this over, but I'm telling you, like in person, this is just so pretty. So we'll see. The jury's still out on that one. And then tonight, I'm just gonna kind of chill out, probably watch some TV. I think soccer's all done for the night, but I pulled out, this is an old pattern, but it's Shepherd's Bush, and it's Liberty U. I'll put my hand over the pattern, but it's Liberty U. So it's like a little sheep with a little flag that says Liberty. But I think it was a free pattern if you bought the button. So it comes with this little, it's like a little top hat with a star on it. And then, but I wasn't thinking about, I started it, so I just have a small start on it, but I might need to restart it because I think I'm using 36 fabric and it calls for 32, so the hat might be way too big. But luckily I'm not too far, so if I have to start over, it's only like 45 minutes of my time. So, but that's tonight. I'm just gonna stitch on that for 4th of July. But yeah, so I kind of like, sometimes I feel like I get a lot of stitching done, or I look around my walls and there's a lot there, but then I look up in my stash and I'm like, oh, there's so many things I want to get to. So, but anyways, well, that's about it. But I just said I just wanted to say hi. So next time, I don't want to say for sure that I can do this every week. Should I try? Probably. Does anybody care? I don't know. We'll see. But I do enjoy like interacting with people. Like I said, I'm at home all day, every day by myself. So it's always nice to check in with internet friends. And I've met so many great people over on Instagram. And I don't know, I just think it's a really great community of people and fun to like share and be inspired by each other. But so maybe I'll try to do once a week like I used to do. I can probably do it. But like I said, I do want to share a bunch of things, like take you out in the garage. So probably this next week, I will take the camera out in the garage and kind of show you what I got going on out there, and some like the plans of what's to come. And then again, like do some fun things, like randomly picking things to be framed so that like my feet will be held to the fire, so I have to do it. So there's people counting on me. But anyways, so yes, it's great to be back. It is so great to like be sharing like what's going on and stuff like that. So yeah, drop me a comment, let me know what everybody else has been up to. And I apologize for the hat. I need a haircut so bad, but I blame Sam because he has like a minor surgery coming up next week, and through all the course of like the things that have been happening, I always say I'd look like Jennifer Aniston if it wasn't for Sam. So yeah, I need a haircut really bad, probably a dye job too, but anyways, so yeah, so hey, it's so great to see everybody and be back here again. So like I said, we'll see how it goes, but hopefully we'll be back like later next week to share some more stuff. Until then, thanks and have happy stitching.